Hi, this is Joy with Obsessed with Scrapbooking, and today we are making these Halloween treat test tube holders. Now you can get these test tubes on the Close to My Heart site, and we're going to be using the Close to My Heart Artiste cartridge and cutting out these 3D boxes at 3 inches. I've put a little diagram of how these go together, and I've cut all my things out. Now you're going to notice those top pieces have holes in them. I went ahead and put those in using the Cricut Craft Room, but I believe that you could also, with some careful maneuvering, use a 1 1/4 inch punch to punch in those circles, and that's where our test tube's going to go. Right here I have my score pal, and I'm scoring on the lines that came out when I cut this box. You can see there. And they're itty bitty lines. I'm going to tell you a little tip. Be careful to use black cardstock that does not have a white core. Some of the black cardstock I used, and you can kind of start to see it here, had a white core, and I really regret doing that. So keep that in mind. Now I'm using some score tape. It's from the Score Pal people. I actually prefer it to the terrifically tacky tape, which is that red line tape, because it's a lot easier to deal with. First of all, I didn't even need to use the scissors. You can rip that, which you can't do with terrifically tacky tape. And it also comes apart easily for you to take off the plastic backing. So that's kind of nice too, because that's kind of hard on terrifically tacky tape. That's hard to say. Okay, now here's how my box is going to go together, specifically the top section, and you may want to pause the video here when you're going to make this and look at it closely. I tried to make sure you could see it, and I just have to tell you that it didn't work out so good. So I thought, well, I'll get around that by putting that diagram up there, and then between the diagram and the video, hopefully they can figure this out. Now I took this score tape, and I went ahead and I put it in each section, and basically what happens is each section has a flap that folds down, and then it's got a little piece that sticks out, and you're going to stick that into the part that folds down. So you see I've got that little small piece folded in, and then I fold the big piece over it. So I fold a little small piece in and I stick it against the score tape. I am so sorry. This is practically impossible to show. And then I'm going to fold over the edge. See? Yeah, you can kind of see it. So you just go around kind of in a circle. You fold in that little small flappity piece, and then you fold down the big piece. Hopefully this is making some sense. If you study the diagram, I worried about this a little bit. And see, now we have our, whoops, we have our little treat box, and if you folded it well and you give it a little poke, it works out okay. So there you go. And then I just go on and score it again. And it's really easy to tell where the lines are because it kind of is intuitive. So basically I just continued with this part for the bottom part. So then I just go ahead and repeat for the bottom section. Now I'm just basically folding those things over, priming them for when we're going to tape it down again. But it's pretty much the same process, and I'm sorry again. It's a small little box, so it's very hard not to have my big fingers in the way. I apologize, you guys, but I tried. In any case, this is kind of a fun little project, and I can tell you the more of these you make, the faster and easier it goes. Kind of like most things in life, the more you do it, the easier it gets. This will be another one of those situations. And you can see I just folded that little edge piece in and then scooted the big piece down. And then that one goes in there. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. All right, hopefully that makes some sense to you all. Moving on, and there we have it, and there's our little test tube, and the test tube you can get from Close to My Heart. Here is our stamp set we're going to be using, and it's just such a fun little stamp set. I love, love, love it. There'll be more information about it at the end of the video and where you can get it, but it's by Close to My Heart. And then here are the cuts I made. These are cuts on the Artiste cartridge that match that stamp set. And there are the sizings. It's so cute though, and so easy to put together. Now I have 3 colors. I have this slate color, which is what I'm using here. I love this slate. It's kind of a dark gray, and it's not as severe as the black, but still kind of, you'll see in a second. Okay, it looks dark, but it's really not as dark as the black. You'll see in a minute. I promise it's really kind of nice. And so I'm using slate. I'm using black, and then I'm using that sunset, which is that lighter orange, not quite so electric orange, like likes to, it's just a little bit more muted. And I thought that would be kind of fun. I experimented with the colonial white. You can kind of see it up in that top right section where it says owl, and I wasn't sure I liked how that came out, so therefore it didn't go on the treat tube. So easy. It's fun when you make a bunch of them, then you can kind of easily decide what you want to do. Now I just made these little wraps to go around the treat tubes. I wasn't real sure if I wanted to cut the whole tube out of pattern paper. Of course you certainly could. I was stuck in a moment of indecision, so I thought instead I would wrap it. And basically that's 1 3/4 by 6.5, and then I scored at 1.5 inches. 1.5, then 3, then 4.5, then 6, and then that little 1/2 inch piece sticks out. And it wrapped around it perfectly that way. I'm using the Spellbound paper. I think I told you guys about that yesterday. It is in the Wow Supplies last section for $2.20, and you get 18 sheets. You get 6 sheets of pattern paper and 12 cardstock sheets. So it's really a pretty good deal, you guys. You might want to check it out over on the Close to My Heart page, which I'll have information at the end of the video if you want to head over there. I'm just using my ATG gun to stick this down. I would suggest you use that score tape because it likes to start lifting. So anyway, here we go. And now I'm showing the treat tubes. I've filled them with some candy. I took the plunge and went and got candy. I know it's a big commitment, and I hope not to eat too much of it, but there it is. And then I just went ahead and I used some trendy twine. Trendy twine has some really fun Halloween colors, and this is their black and orange. And I had a little bit of trouble tying this in. I don't know why it's moving so slow. Oh no, we're back at real speed. So I just tied it in a bow, and that was pretty much it. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment below if you like. And again, all information about the products used in this project are coming up. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I appreciate you all so much. Take care. Bye-bye.